afternoon, friends. This is Karthik here again with another important speaker for our program. Today we have Dr. Avinash Thakurdesai. Avinash, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Karthik bhai. Thanks a lot.
Avinash is a doctor. He's a surgeon by profession with more than 20 years of experience. He's got a very interesting hobby, and that hobby is to travel across the world. Recently, he traveled to America to meet his daughter. And as a vivid traveler, he took some pictures, and that decided or that helped him to write and to develop and to publish a coffee table book. So here we are going to talk about his coffee book that he has just published about how, why, where, and what prompted him to do all what he is doing. So, Avinash, first question. So, we have Avinash today. So, the first question, Avinash, to you, what prompted you to write this book?
Uh, I like to travel a lot, and the purpose of this particular trip to the US in June 25 was my daughter was shifting from Louisville in Kentucky to all the way to Houston, which is in Texas. That's about 1,500 kilometers. And she had decided not to engage any movers or packers. But she said, if you come down, maybe we can drive down with all my luggage crammed in the boot of my car. And so that there we were uh, in Louisville. And then we started off from Louisville, and the journey to Houston was really fantastic.
You drove you between the two of you, you drove 1,500 miles and you shifted to Houston in Texas, right? That's the exciting part of the journey. And on the way, you took some pictures because I saw that in your book. So let us talk about the book. The book has Texas pictures. It has pictures of Chicago and other places. So you went around these places and you had decided when you were taking pictures that you would publish, or these are your personal pictures which prompted you to publish them at a later date.
Just to tell you personally about myself, I'm a very keen traveler. And in my earlier visits to Louisville, I had been earlier to Washington, D.C., and then to Louisville, and never been to Chicago, though I had relatives there. And this time, luckily, I had my nephew, who is Sharvesh Joshi, and he stays right in the downtown Chicago on the banks, almost on the banks of the Michigan Lake. So he invited me, and I was there with him for 4 days. And then I saw Chicago. He helped me with the local transport card. Unlike it is popularly believed, Chicago has a fantastic public transport system. It has a suburban railway system which is fanning in seven directions, and it also has a water taxi system, which is for day-to-day commuters at a very reasonable price. Uh, and I also had made it a point this time not to fly from Chicago to Louisville, so I took the famous Greyhound bus from Chicago to Louisville.
So tell me, I understand that you visited all these places and you tried all public transport. Now, do you do the same when you travel in India? Because what I want to understand from you is that you are a doctor, you have a good practice, you found out the time to do it, and you wanted to experiment and try something different. Wanted to try the public transport. So what prompted you to try the public transport? Your book tells that the transport is good, it is cheap, it is efficient, it is clean, and all that, which is normally found in US or in other countries. But you as a person, what prompted you to go by this public transport instead of say flying or doing something else? Because that's what a traveler really makes his journey different than others.
One thing is that the best way they say to know a place is, to walk through the place, to walk through the bylanes. The next best in India would be go through auto or go in a cab or go in a horse cart where possible. And the train, of course, you only stop at stations, and though you get the glimpses of the surroundings, it is at a very fast speed, like a movie. And the water transport by a ship or by air, by an aeroplane, is just no good to get to know really a place in its depths. So I thought that transport, surface transport, either by a train or better still by a bus, and this Greyhound bus, in which I traveled, was what we call here as the Vista Dome. The bus is
Yeah,
only half metal, and the
glass.
rest of it is glass. So I got to see the countryside. I got to see on both sides of the road. I got to see the highways, the vehicles passing by, and the stops we made at Indianapolis and one or two other places. I got to know how the dialects and how the cultures change
Yeah.
from
So,
place to
so
place,
if
from
you were
state
to
to state.
So, if you were to make some comparison between Indian public transport, which I'm sure is improving these days as compared to what it was a few years back, and the transport that you had in terms of experiences. See, let's talk about some experience. You said you could meet local people. You could, you maybe you tried some food at those local. So, tell me about the experiences that happened on the way. And if there is a traveler like you who wants to do solo or who wants to experiment, if I can use the word experiment, for using the public transport, what are the kind of experiences that he can look forward to, and what was your experiences?
Firstly, I would advise a solo traveler, to do a small bit of research, which can easily be done on the flight. When you're reaching Chicago on the flight, if you can do a small bit of research, then you come to know of various things. And then wherever there is a metro system or wherever there is a bus system, you should buy a, a 3 day or a 5 day pass, or something like a Chicago water taxi even has a 1 day pass, in which you can do unlimited travel. So you firstly start that, and use maps intelligently to reach the nearest metro station, and then do most of your travel with metro or suburban trains wherever they are possible. And as regards comparison with the Indian system, I would say, as regards the availability, the Indian system is far better. The trains, the connectivity is very good. I mean, recently I went to the Navi Mumbai International Airport, and I thought the connectivity is not may not be good. But I went from Andheri to Ghatkopar by metro. I purposely took public transport from Ghatkopar to Kurla by a local train, and then from Kurla to Belapur by a local train, and then of course I took an auto. And all this I could do with seamless connectivity. So connectivity here is a very good thing. The only difference was crowds. There was less crowds there, whereas
Yeah,
here there are too many crowds. But now we have provided for more trains. We have provided for big
and we are a large population. We are 140 billion
Yes,
people, so you can't
yes,
help. And there is a huge rising middle class which has got surplus money and they
yes,
travel. Now, if you see the airports or if you see
yes,
the stations, people are traveling. All ages are traveling. Senior citizens, youngsters. Yeah.
yes,
So this. So I want to come to the book that you have written. Typically, a
yes,
traveler goes through experiences like and somebody like you travel solo, has gathers experiences, uses public transport, but and makes notes. But in your case, apparently you have and takes pictures also. In your case, you went and published a book, and here is the book that he has published. Let me show it to our readers. Very interesting. It will be in it will be a little this thing because the camera would capture it in the reverse way. But that is the book that is published by him. The name of the book is in Marathi. It is America एक स्वप्नवत अनुभव, एक रम्य प्रवासाची कहाणी अमेरिकाचे अंतरा Antarangatun. Have I read it properly,
अमेरिकेच्या
Avinash?
अंतरंगातून.
Okay. A very,
अमेरिकेच्या
very
अंतरंगातून.
correct. A very interesting book, friends. Very interesting pictures. Very, very artistic pictures capturing the essence of the place,
Thank you.
capturing the scenery and the crowd and a small note under each of these pictures. Very interesting book. So, if you are interested to understand the ideas, the mindset, the experiences of a solo traveler in Houston and in Chicago, maybe this is a book that you must buy, and Avinash will tell you at the end how and where he can buy it. Of course, he's not selling it for profit, but this is for people to understand. So yeah, coming back to the book, the what prompted you to make this compilation and publish it as a book, as a coffee table book?
Basically, I have seen a lot many coffee table books, but till last January, when a coffee table book was presented to me by a friend, I never knew that this particular brand of literature was called a coffee table book, which
Oh,
mainly had pictures. Yeah, which mainly had pictures and some footnote like literature about every picture. And I like languages, so I have been trying to write for Marathi periodicals that are published in Vile Parle, or some Marathi newspapers that are published in Mumbai. And sometimes I just write for my own fun. And I had a habit of writing travelogues, but sometimes if see ours is a mixed kind of upbringing. We were trained half in English, half in Marathi, so it's like neither here nor there. So sometimes it doesn't come out to your satisfaction, and you end up canceling or tearing pages. So I'm also interested in photography, and mobile photography has totally revolutionized or transformed the photography scene. You have
yeah.
to just aim and shoot, and now you get very high-end mobile cameras with beautiful pictures, beautiful resolutions. So I took a lot of pictures, and then I realized that writing or describing about a picture in two, three, four, at the most to seven lines is much easier than writing a big essay or a page full of literature. So
Oh,
that's how I thought that I'll bring out a coffee table book. And I have a habit of now recording my travelogues. What used to happen was that I used to write, and then there used to be a backlog, and before I could finish a travelogue for a travel, the next travel used to begin. So I started with discipline. I do it that I record my travelogue every day before I go to bed. Though I don't have to refer to it, but having recorded it stays in your memory. And
absolutely.
then when yeah and then I save my photographs into folders and download into the computers, so that my mobile is always full of space. And this I learned by trial error, discipline, sometimes the hard way. And so I had a set of photographs and a set of memories, and I just had to put them together. And I just based my first book on the gift that was given to me, the coffee table book that was given to me. Just photographs, writing. And that's exactly how I planned it.
Another question I have, I think, which will be very interesting for our viewers, is that you are a doctor, you are in practice, you have your own nursing home, and you have this hobby. Now, how do you and every today everybody speaks about work-life balance, and you have this travel hobby, which obviously is demanding in terms of time, and you will be away from your nursing home and all those challenges that you may have. What is the from a medical point of view and from a social point of view, because you are a doctor, what is the importance that you would give to the hobby that you have developed for others to develop such kind of hobby, and how does it help you in your overall well-being and in your professional work?
Oh, it just helps me tremendously. I mean, when I am traveling, I am just totally away from this day-to-day hectic routine of Mumbai, hectic routine of medical practice. visiting patients, visiting companies, because I am an occupational health consultant. I am totally away, and that is necessary. Those kind of holidays are necessary because see, basically, I am self-employed and I have a small hospital. So, what happens is whenever you are not in Mumbai, you end up, either physically or mentally being in the hospital, with
24 by
mobile
7.
24 by 7, because with your mobile phone you get WhatsApp updates, you get email reports on email, and you get telephone calls or reports sent by patients on emails. And the scenario is such that patients don't like to wait now, they want an immediate answer. So when you are in Mumbai, you are tied almost 24 by 7. So I take the opportunity to escape this whenever there is a weekend. In the industries I work in, there is a Saturday, Sunday, 2 day weekend. Like it's almost a rule in Mumbai now. And sometimes there may be a longer weekend when a Friday is a holiday or a Monday is a holiday. So I make quick trips. I take a flight and then, I so to say, become a citizen of the city where I'm visiting and see it inside out and do it at a fast pace. For example, when I went to Banaras, I consciously knew that I am not visiting BHU and not visiting Sarnath, which are places so close. So I said I must keep them for the next time so that I can see Banaras at least properly. So that's the way I, plan and cruise through my travels.
So very interesting. So Avinash, this I'm sure is a very interesting hobby that you have. I'm sure people who watch this may be induced to follow what you are doing because solo travelers are not many in our country. So maybe they will incentivize them to do a solo travel and do it at your own pace. As you say, you become the citizen of the city, which is a very interesting concept. And I think you're doing it so very well, and you're balancing your work, your profession, your family, and your hobby. So which is something which people may want to understand. So compliments on the first book that you published. And before end, I guess you want to say something. So please, yeah.
Yeah, here I must actually mention that I have my old father who is incidentally being looked after in the hospital, not as a patient but as a normal citizen. So my wife, who is a doctor, takes the responsibility of the hospital, some of my company responsibilities, and my father, and more importantly, my staff, like my head nurse Deepa, her deputy Shrutika, they very ably run the show in my absence. They coordinate with other doctors. They coordinate with me sometimes, even given the time difference between India and US. They coordinate with me, give me the daily updates. Though I don't like to remote control, but sometimes patients or my staff may want me to intervene, and I have found that just like COVID times, teleconsultation is a thing of the present now.
Yeah.
And yes, we use them. We use it teleconsultation. We use it fruitfully. So I must give full credit to my staff, my wife, and my patients who take care
All
of the practice in the absence.
that says it so well. As they say, travel makes a wise man. So that's a very wise statement, Avinash, because nothing is possible without teamwork. And I'm sure I think it's very encouraging. It's very enlightening to know that you have a very supporting spouse and a staff, which I'm sure you cultivated, and you're doing your duty as a son, not as a doctor but as a son to your aging father. And I know your father for a long time. So I know how you're taking good care of him. So having said that, I think this is a wonderful initiative that you've done. I know you'll keep on traveling. So here is wishing Avinash that you travel still more. You still become a citizen of more cities at your own pace. You have the continued support of your spouse and your staff at your clinic, and you are able to publish many books so that viewers may be able to get information that you gather through your eyes, through your lens and through your experiences. Thank you so much. Would you like to share the details where people can get this book? Is it
Yeah, see, basically, they can simply order by calling on this number.
Can you
I don't know
repeat the
whether it
number?
can.
Can you read out the number?
Yeah, the number is 98 202 82 101.
Can you repeat 98?
98 202 82 101.
Is this a WhatsApp number as well? Can they send you a message as a WhatsApp message on this number?
Yeah, this is a WhatsApp number, a calling number, as well as they can pay phone pay. They can do phone pay on this number. Yes,
So what they can do is write
and
their name, write their address, and you will do the rest.
yeah, we'll do the rest, including posting the book by speed post, provided
Very
it is in India. Of course, we I
perfect.
have also a scan code, but in case somebody needs, they can call up and ask for the code, and we can send it to them.
Right. Yeah. So, friends, it is recommended that you do have a look at the book. It's a good book to gift to people. So it has many multiple uses. This is not promoting the book. This is promoting the concept behind somebody like Avinash who's traveling and who's wanting to share his experience, so others can also gain something out of it. Probably learn something out of it. Avinash, thank you for this small talk. I encourage you to travel and look forward to your second book that you may publish. And then again, we go to our friends and let them know about your new experiences. Bye for now.
Thank you, Karthik bhai. Thank you and namaste. And I really appreciate you are taking note of this thing and interviewing me on your podcast. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.